But I can tell you something about Kiran. He didn't give me a phrase to talk about himself. But I'm going to say that Kiran has contributed in a big way and screwed up all the Google search numbers ever since he got his babies. Every day he goes to Google, searches various things about babies, how to raise them, and all that. So if you have any questions about how to raise babies or any other things, talk to Kiran.
Quick question. This is number three. Hello everyone. I'm going to talk about steady killer. We all know like every living being on earth likes to reproduce. Even humans do like to reproduce. But what if I'm going to ask and say that ask somebody to reproduce in a microwave oven. How would a person really like to do that? Will somebody really like to reproduce in a microwave oven? And above all, worst of it, think about it, like somebody forcing you to do that. Somebody forcing you to reproduce in a microwave oven. How would it be? We all like to create our identicals when we like to reproduce, right? But when we try to do something in a microwave oven, I'm sure you're not going to get a replica of yourself. What you're going to get is a mutant or probably a demon, right? So today I'm going to inform you something about what the steady killer is all about, right? Let me explain you. Our body is made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells, right? Every cell in our body, day to day, reproduces. Every time it reproduces, it tries to create a replica of itself. Every time it does this, there is a DNA replication, and the way God has created us, the replica is almost the same as the parent. However, it's not exactly the same. There is not 100% replication every time it does. This is what causes us to age, right? Now, the way God has done this mechanism is try to make sure that a single cell doesn't replicate more than 60 times. So it has introduced a process called apoptosis, which is nothing but a cell committing suicide after 60 replications. What it does is, because the cell dies after 60 replications, you're not going to have a lot of variation from what it replicates itself to. What a smoker does normally is when he smokes, he's enforcing his own cells, which he cares for, to reproduce in an oven environment or in a smoke, right? What this is going to do is it's going to introduce a lot of variation, a lot of mutations for these cells when they try to replicate. The DNA doesn't remain the same. The gene doesn't remain the same when it tries to replicate, right? So what's going to happen is he's going to reproduce a cell which is like a mutant of the parent cell. It seems a normal cigarette smoke has close to 40 carcinogens, right? What it means is these are the agents which can cause mutations for the cells, meaning it won't create the same replica for the cells. Above all, it is going to cause 23 times more chances for a cell to create a different kind of duplication and not identical one, just because of the existence of the smoke. I went and pondered around why do people smoke, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we see people smoking. Why do these people smoke? It's quite surprising that you would realize that people are just smoking just because the kids, when they're kids, they just want to show up that they're grown-ups. They want to show that, okay, they have reached a level where they are like a grown-up. And sometimes they're just trying to follow what the parent is doing, and they try to imitate and smoke. And after that, it's an addiction, and it carries forward. So there's no real health benefit for smoking. I want to cite one thing that, which is about my cousin, Yogesh Patel. He started smoking, and, it was pretty much the same reason. And eventually, like this March, he was detected with mouth cancer. And it was pretty hard because he had like a 4-year-old this is what happened to him. He couldn't even smile at the joke when I saw the video, which was like, relayed from a hospital. When I see that, it's hard. He couldn't even smile at the daughter when she was coming, doing some jokes, realizing the fact that he is in a real bad state. The point I'm trying to make is, this guy really wanted to rewind and remove all the cigarettes that really he had smoked in his life, and take away all this out from his life, but he couldn't just do it, right? He was in such a bad situation. What cancer does, once a cell gets mutated and creates a cancer, what it does, it spreads. And it essentially spreads when a person gets operated. When my cousin got operated, it started spreading. It spreads through something called a lymph system. This particular cell actually travels down through the lymph system into different organs of your body. Once it starts, migrating, he had it in his mouth, but it started migrating the moment the doctor thought he was going to take it out. It started migrating and reached all around his body, and every part of his body. Suddenly he started getting cancer of stomach, liver, and rest of like kidney. Okay, so what it did is, like, July he started experiencing this called metastasis, wherein the cancer starts spreading. And August actually he left us. So it's very sad that certain things that people really don't know, but it's like a silent killer, and takes away your a very excellent life that he was planning to have with his daughter, right? I want to mention this, right? I don't know if it was the cancer who was a steady killer for him, or was it the smoke that he started smoking like 20 years back.